Hey guys, Sundown here. This is going to be my chapter review to My Hero Academia 234. It's called Destroyed Memories, and I hadn't read 233, and I went straight into 233 and read 234 today. And I gotta say, Horikoshi Kohei, he has done a fantastic job with My Hero Academia. He's kept it fresh, he's kept it different. I mean, it still has the same common features of a shonen that most shonens will have, but he has kept it very, very unique with this idea of quirks and their adaptations and their uh, evolution essentially. And I've just thoroughly enjoyed reading My Hero Academia as of late, especially because we're focusing on the villains. But even if we weren't focusing on the villains, he's done a really good job. So there's that. But we start this chapter with Redestro essentially. I think his name is Rikia. Um, he's holding on to Shigaraki's hands, and he's broken, like severely broken, one of Shigaraki's arms. I think it's his left arm. He's missing actually. I think is it. Yeah, so Shigaraki is currently missing on his left hand. He's missing from here down to here, and he's missing this section. So he's missing his thumb, index, and middle finger on that left hand. So that's pretty gruesome. And Rikiya is doing his normal thing. He thinks he understands Shigaraki's power. He's like, you can only activate your quirk on someone if all five of your fingers make contact with someone, then they crumble. That's what decay is. So he's here basically asking Shigaraki, what are your motivations? What are you trying to do? What's driving your League of Villains? Because what's driving my Liberation Army is we want people to be able to use their quirks whenever they want without any limitation. That's the idea. That's what I want to do. I don't want to live in a world with limitation, and neither will the people who follow me. So Shigaraki, what is your thing? What's your MO? What's your motivation? And he calls him out here. He's, let me guess, you'll create nothing. All you'd lust for is destruction. Am I right? And so far that has been all Shigaraki has wanted. He's just been like, I just want to see the world crumble. I just want to see the world end because of everything I've been through, all the horrors I've seen. The world should just, I just want to see it up in flames. And even though I think it's a pretty cool kind of motivation for a villain to have, although a very cliched motivation, I don't think it's enough. Shigaraki does need more. He needs more flesh. He needs to add more flesh to the bone. So here we see Shigaraki going a little bit cray cray. He notices that the hand on the floor that's been absolutely torn apart due to Redestro's attack, that's his sister's hand, Hana's hand. And then we see a little bit of flashback where we're told by All for One that these are your mom's hands, your grandma's, grandpa's, dad's hands, and I want you to wear them on you for as long as you possibly can. Hold your family close so you never forget the emotions that you had around them. So I was like, yo, All for One, man. Like if y'all think that All for One didn't do something to enable um, Shigaraki to either kill his family by accident, so he might have given him a quirk, like he might have passed over a quirk to him, and then that quirk was super lethal and killed everyone around him, or he actually killed Shigaraki's family and blamed it on Shigaraki. Um, so he did something along the lines because we know he's tampered with Shigaraki's memories, and all these memories are kind of now piecing together. So we see Shigaraki speaking to his younger sister, and she seems to be talking about their father again. She's like, "Did you get scolded again?" And she's like, you should probably just not say anything to dad. I just tell him I want to be a bride when I grow up. So I get the feeling that their dad may have been abusive, and she seems to be the older of the two siblings and seems to have taken care of her younger brother. Like, just don't say anything to dad. Just say what he wants to hear and do what you want. Um, so yeah, we see Shigaraki gaining all these memories back, and his eyes are rolling back in his head. His brain is spinning round and round. Redestro's like, in that case, if one of your hands is busted and you can't touch me with five fingers, you're done. You can't do shit to me. This is where Shigaraki, he evolves again. All of his missing memories fitting together, all that good stuff. He touches Redestro with just two fingers, and his finger starts to crumble. Now the thing here is it doesn't travel like his decay usually does. Usually, if he touches you, you'll start to crumble, and it'll just travel all the way along your arm, and eventually you're dead. But this seems to just crumble Redestro's finger. Correct me if I'm wrong about that, by the way, but I'm pretty sure that's what it was. But this just seems to crumble Redestro's index finger right at the tip, and it doesn't travel upwards, so far as I can tell. So Redestro here realizes when he looks at Shigaraki, who looks like a freaking gecko on the floor. Um, he's there basically saying he realizes at this point this guy is evolving. We then see a little bit of a flashback about Shigaraki's mom, which didn't really provide anything, but we go back to Redestro. He's like, this is definitely a case of when superpowers rapidly grow from an inadvertent trigger, just like how Apocrypha, who's what's his name, Geten, he grew he became able to alter the temperature of ice when Redestro had burnt himself accidentally or something like that. So then we see Shigaraki just go ape shit. This was awesome. He leaps straight towards Redestro. Redestro's there analyzing him, every movement, every single twitch of a muscle. He's analyzing Shigaraki now. So he's like, yo, shit, this dude's fast. He's completely gotten rid of all of his unnecessary movements. He's as agile as a cat, all of that good shit. And he's trying to analyze what's going on here. He's like, if he had this kind of physical caliber or physical ability beforehand, he should have been awesome in Camino. He should have been there decking heroes left, right, and center. But how is he so incapable then and so capable now? So he's slowly piecing things together. He's like, has he been training? These movements, he couldn't have achieved any of this unless he was like face to face with death every single day. And that's what has been happening. He's been fighting Gigantomachia for like a month solid, and he's been basically facing death without sleep, all that good shit for us a long time. So then we see probably my favorite part of this whole arc so far. We see Redestro saying, you know what, you might be evolving and shit like that, but I've honed my quirk. Trust me, I know I can pop off too. So he berates himself a little bit. He's like, I might have been a little too quick to call you someone beneath me, but you haven't disappeared despite taking damage, so you must be the real copy of yourself. So I'm gonna kick some ass. And he goes into this kind of like one for all mode where he's releasing segments of his power, and he liberates essentially 80% of his power. And this is much like Meliodas. He coats himself in this darkness. So his quirk, I've forgotten. We got an explanation for it this chapter. No, actually, we got an explanation for it last chapter, I think it was, which is the more stress he builds up, well, he can convert his stress to power. The more stress he builds up, the larger he becomes, the more powerful he becomes, uh, and that's his thing. So this darkness seems to be like an indicator of how much stress he's coating himself and how much stress he's building up within himself. So he's had his fun. He's like, no more games. He coats himself entirely in this darkness, in this stress, in this anger, and he absolutely decks Shigaraki, or he throws a shot straight towards Shigaraki, and it does actually hit hit our boy, but it also destroys like just a huge channel is made through the city. It's very All Might esque in terms of like when All Might delivers a serious punch and like parts of the city go missing. This is exactly the same thing. We see a little bit of a flashback about Tenko, who's Shigaraki, his grandparents, all that stuff, and he once again he's these little flashbacks as he's essentially dying. He's just remembering. He's like, grandpa and grandma were also caring, so he had people who cared about him. I just get the feeling that his dad was abusive, and his mom possibly wasn't able to do anything about it. But his grandparents seem to be uh, good caretakers of him. We need to know more about Shigaraki. And suddenly he remembers everything that he says that he wanted to really say back then. So he says, I remember now, I remember everything back then, what I really wanted to say. And then he doesn't say it, but then we see Redestro standing in the kind of wake of his destruction, and he's being shouted at by one of his Liberation Army skeptic. He's like, Redestro, get your ass out of there, prepare yourself, barricade yourself, whatever you can do, prepare, because something is heading straight for you. The League of Villains had an absolute monster lying in wait. He's been released, and he's coming straight for you with that Gigantomachia. breaks through a building directly behind Shigaraki, and he's arrived ready to absolutely um, deck what's his face, Redestro or Rikia. Now, like I said, I really enjoyed this chapter. I like the fact that we're hopefully gonna, as Shigaraki pieces together his memories, we're gonna get hopefully a more a deeper connection with him in terms of his motivations for wanting to be a villain, for wanting to see the world crumble. We've seen what I fully think All for One has tampered with his memories and has essentially blamed it on him that you killed your family, keep your negative emotions and all that stuff, keep all your memories in their hands, wear it on yourself like a constant reminder of the death you've inflicted on your family, the fact that you're irredeemable, no one will save you, all that stuff. That's what I think the hands signify, essentially. And I get the feeling that either All for One forced Shigaraki into a situation where his own quirk just completely went erratic and killed his family, or he gave him a quirk that then obviously would have activated itself around his family, or he just simply killed Shigaraki's family and blamed it on him tampering with his memories. And when his memories fully return, I want to see what his reaction will be, thinking of All for One, his mentor and his caretaker. So let me know what you guys thought of this chapter. I thought it was brilliant. Like, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff, and I'll see you guys in a bit.